Okay, so here we are on our workbench. We've got a raccoon removal prevention job here. So the raccoon is gone in through the roof vent on the roof. And we all know what the roof vents look like. You know, those are those little square features up on the roof there, the little black vents. Usually they're black, sometimes brown, sometimes gray. Anyhow, the raccoon has gone inside and it's ripped open that roof vent, gone inside and made its home inside this house here. So we're gonna do some special things today. We're gonna do, not only are we gonna do an eviction process, but the neighbor on this side here, because it's joined, we're gonna do our soffit blocker right here in the middle on the front and back. We're gonna seal the rest of the roof vents as well. Lock all doors policy. And of course, here's our one-way door. So what we're gonna do here is just typical to the prevention method that we do on the roof vents. We're gonna install this one-way trap door, okay, via zip ties. We're gonna get 2 more zip ties on these corners here, like this. All right, so we've got our zip ties here. Cable ties, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. We're going to zip all 3 corners, or 4 corners. It's funny. All right, we're gonna snug it up here. Make sure it's nice and even. The OCD in me wants everything to be even and symmetrical. We're gonna make it nice and tight. We don't want any play in the door, all right? So it's gonna look like so. We're gonna snip off these excess pieces. And I'll tell you why. One of the things that I'm always a preventative kind of guy. So what happens is when the raccoon comes out, right? My biggest concern is what happens if this zip tie for some reason gets caught on there, right? Now the raccoon can come over here and lift that up, get back inside, right? So what we want to do is we want to trim off anything that could get in the way, prevent multiple trips coming back. So now that I've got my door on, all right, this is our door. As you can see, these 2 hinges here is what's going to snap that door back in place. And then what happens is if you can notice how it's recessed in here, right? The animal can't get its fingers, its claws in here to pull that open. All right, and as I've said in previous videos, I like to take my doors off within 3 to 5 days. The reason being for that is because they're extremely intelligent animals, and the last thing I want is a raccoon coming along and sticking its paws in through these holes here, pushing this open, right, and opening up the door and going back inside. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna open this up, okay? Hold it open like so, and we're gonna snip the wire like so. Like so. Okay. Now, once that, open that up, now we have a pathway through, okay? Now, a lot of people ask me, how do I know if the animal is left? So one of the ways that I like to do it so that I know if the animal is left or not is I like leaving these little nubs here. So these little sharp pieces of the ends. And what happens is as the animal exits, the fur, because it is a large animal by the looks, however, they're pretty small. They can fit through pretty tight spaces. So when they go through here, the fur is going to get caught here. And then what happens is you'll see the fur caught on this side and pulling outward, which tells me that the animal has exited the trap door. Very rare occasions, like I said before, when the door might get locked open or stuck open, that they can get back in, and I'll be able to see fur pulling this way, the opposite way, showing me the animal's gone back in, which is an extremely rare instance. So that's our one-way trap door. We're going to get that installed up on the roof. We'll be right back. All right, here we are up on the roof. We've got our roof fence, and it's very easy to see where the raccoon has entered the attic space. So we're gonna go up there, we're gonna install the one-way door there. We're gonna start putting our cages on the rest of these vents here, right? The previous company has already installed some mesh in these soffit corners. We're gonna inspect that, make sure that they're still up to par so that we can offer our lifetime warranty. Let's get to work. So let's have a look here. What's going on in this roof? So we open this up, and there's your entry point right there. You look down inside, And there's your attic space. So we're gonna remove this. We're gonna put our one-way trap door on. We're gonna screw it in. And we're gonna get these little rascals out. Start off by finishing what the raccoon started by taking that roof vent off. We're gonna get our trusty rusty one-way door on here. All right, and there we go. What I like to do for a little added protection, just in case we get any rain, is I like to put the vent cap just on top like that, just to shield any of the downward rain. We don't have any rain in the forecast or snow in the next couple days, so we're definitely going to get back here and replace this roof vent before we get any moisture getting inside this attic and causing any further damage. However, if we did have rain in the forecast or it was raining, what I would do is construct a waterproof shield that would go over this one-way door and prevent any weather from getting inside this roof while we are getting the animals out, so that we can prevent any further damage inside the customer's house. So let's get to work. Let's get the rest of this stuff installed and get down and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. We've got our silicone, our caulking on the roof here. We'll go ahead and stick our washer on there. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna see if we can do this one hand. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and I like to show you how that caulking bulges out from all different cracks and crevices. Why that's important is because a lot of guys will go ahead and put caulking on top, right? Problem is that the water is going to get underneath that washer because that washer doesn't sit flush. That washer has a little gap because of this 16 gauge steel here is holding the washer off the roof, right? So if we put caulking on top and the water runs down this metal and gets in behind, okay, what happens is in the wintertime, it's going to cause it to expand and contract, and eventually it's going to cause this washer, this screw, to lift off the roof and allow water to get down inside to the attic. Then we're getting a call and we're going to have to do a roof repair. And I hate doing free work, so I like to, ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We're up here preventing the roof, preventing the animals from getting back in the roof in the first place. So why stop at preventing the animals from getting in the roof? Let's prevent the water from getting in the roof at the same time. All right, so we've got our vent caps on. We've protected the entire roof here on this side, on my customer's side. Got our one-way door on just over here. And like I said, this is a semi-detached. So all these roof vents over here will now be accessible to the raccoon, since the raccoon doesn't know the difference between this side of the roof and this side of the roof. It is up to this customer here to make the choice to protect their house. I've been contracted to protect my client's house, and that's what I've done. We're gonna get down now. We're gonna put a soffit blocker here, put a soffit blocker right over here. What that is it blocks the animals from being able to get from one roof to the next. So if tonight they come back and they pop off a roof vent over here, they will not be able to travel back over to this roof, therefore leaving my client safe and raccoon free. All right, let's go.